Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Nikki, hello there. And Imancio says, greeting from Mexico, Mehran. Hello, Imancio. First time you're here. Welcome. Please let us know about your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. I know that's Mexico. So, age and your gender. Thank you for that. And Gavin says, did you subscribe? Igancio. Okay, thank you. And how did you find me? Yeah, that's a good question, Igancio. Please let me know if you would. How did you find us? And also, hopefully, you've subscribed. Mancio says, a year ago, my girl left me, and Mehran videos helped me. Oh, so you're an old timer. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. And Sagota says, male 31. India. Hello, Sagota. Good to see you here. Imancio is male 22. Ross says, hey, Mehran. Male 31 UK. Hello, Ross. Good to see you all. Wow, this is hot, isn't it? Okay, so what's going on with you guys? It's raining here in Vancouver, foggy and raining and foggy and raining. Did I say foggy? Because it's still foggy. Well, we get lots of it here like that. That's why Vancouver is so beautiful. When I emigrated to Canada 40 some years ago, I saw these license plates behind every car was saying beautiful British Columbia. And I said, how vain that is. How could people say it? Because I was not used to kind of, boasting about myself or anything that I had. It was just not part of my culture. But to me, it was like, why are these people talk like this about themselves? Like so beautiful British Columbia and all that. I said, that's not humble. But then, just a short while later, I said, but you know what? It is beautiful, and it deserves to say that behind the license plates. So soon, I could see the logic behind it. Sagota says, male 31, India. We seek mind that seeks truth when we feel negative. Whom do mind and seeks truth seeks when Mehran feels negative about anything or in a situation in life? A very good question. Well, that is a concept, not a place that I go to. So we must always try to understand the relationship we have between thoughts and consciousness, us and thoughts, our brain and us, and understand how its powers can help us, how its powers can actually harm us, to understand its limitations and malfunctions, and separate ourselves from thoughts and understand that we are the judge of thoughts and not the other way around. Thoughts have no message for us. We are the ones who simply see if it's useful or not, and based on what our core values are, we judge thoughts and diss them and ignore them when we need to, and use them if we see it's usable and if it's a conscious thoughts, not a intrusive or popped up thoughts. And we always try to focus on the actions that we can make in a given moment and how those actions can propel us from that state of negativity or that state of challenge that we have to do something about it. So let's do something about when things are not going right and see what needs to be done and focus on that rather than being bamboozled with whatever it is that challenges us and stops us from making actions, and instead getting into just bamboozled with it or confused with it. Actions is where puts us in contact with life. If we are not focusing on the efforts that we are making in a moment, we would be, without noticing, be roaming around the memory and trying to find an answer in the non-existing past for something that is actuality is here, and it needs to be modified by our actions, where our actions will turn into just reminiscing and ruminating in our memory and thinking that we are making a difference while we're just fanning the fire and doing nothing. So always got to come back to the moment, focus on the moment, see what's happening in the moment, what changes you can make in the moment, and how to put the next foot forward and to go continue on advancing, to create a separation between the challenge, the time and space where the challenge is taking place, and where you can be further from it and put the challenges behind. Pretty much, that's in a nutshell. There's no secret about it. Nikki says, I've been following since 2017. Mehran's channel randomly popped up on my recommended feed, and I've stayed ever since. Thank you. I wonder how it popped up for some people and it hasn't popped up for another million. Because that's what the idea is, isn't it? Ross says, I've been subscribed to you for 4 years, Mehran. Yeah, wow. That passed quite easy, quite fast. And Ross says, since 4,000 followers, I think. Oh, really? You mean in 4 years? From 4,000, I've come to 20, almost? It looks a lot, but quite little, isn't it? Lily says, hi, hello, Lily. Gavin says, I have exam tomorrow. I'm worried and stressed. Don't, because tomorrow is not here. You're safe right now, and you have all the time in the world to focus and study and examine whatever it is that you want to be examined on. So relax. You have lots of time. Just use the time wisely right now, rather than later on worrying about it. Oh, I should have used it this way or that way. And he says, I've been studying, but I don't know why I don't feel confident about it. Oh, you never do, because you always think there's something that has shortcut. Don't worry. Just keep on going. Don't think about tomorrow. Just think about now. Bring your mind and body together. Focus on what you're studying. That will keep you more aware of what you're studying, rather than while you're studying, you're thinking about tomorrow. That takes your focus away. So focus right here at the words that you're reading, at the concept that you're reading, and why you're reading it. You're learning something. What is it all about? Just keep that going and keep reading. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will be tomorrow, whenever it's tomorrow. Maliha says, female, 27, Pakistan. Good to see you, Mehran. Hello, good to see you too, Maliha, dear. Sagata says, I have to ask you something. Let me be brief as much as possible. I share it with you in part. Can you kindly read them and give some deeper insights on them? I will be very much helpful to me. It will be very much helpful. Okay. 1 of 5. Ooh, we got a book coming, guys. Strap on. It says, not feeling well since morning today. Just lethargic due to bad temperature and weather changes. But somehow it affects my mind also. Sure it does. All right. Next. And Gavin says, thank you, Mehran. You're quite welcome. I put up some ads last night on my Facebook page, which I wonder if any of you have seen it. If you are on my Facebook page, you might have. But pretty much this is the ad. One ad is the one that you all have seen, the 2 minute that says we have a live stream. And the other one is this one that I just put up. You can take a look at it. It's only 47 seconds. So you can watch it while we're waiting for Sagota's number 2 to be published. Oh, here it is. So today, after almost 10 minutes after that, today after almost 10 minutes or 10 months after that breakup, my mind still went back to the feelings and made me feel worse. I don't want to be in many instances after some time. I go, fine, I get back to this feeling. I'm very much aware of the reality and the good effects of all your teachings and insight made me feel and be much more better. But this happens and hampers my mental harmony and work. Mehran, you give such a nice advice free of cost to people. I cannot understand why people are not joining your session. Oh, that's Maliha. Yeah, I don't know either. I guess we don't get there. They don't see us. And Sagota continues, says, say like 10, 12 days, I go smooth, enjoying, laughing, taking good care of myself and putting all my efforts in my growth. Suddenly, that negative feeling and the memories bothers me very bad. Can you give me something that can ponder on to and get out from this negativity that keeps coming back? It really causes me pain and I don't want it. Well, the problem is not that you are remembering some things of the past. That's normal. The problem is that you think it's not normal. You think that it has to be Titanic, like should have no recollection of it, no memory whatsoever. That's not the way it is. We're human beings. We record things 24/7. And once in a while you may get a tummy ache. But just because you got a tummy ache doesn't mean that you got the diarrhea that you got last year or whatever. It just means it's a tummy ache. It's okay. Maybe some gas, maybe something you ate. It's okay. Even if you remember the diarrhea you had a year ago, you may feel uncomfortable because the remnants of it, the residue of it, is still connecting with you through the emotional memory. So when you remember these things and you feel like that, it's you remembering not just the relationship or what it was, what it wasn't. You also remembering the pain that you felt after the relationship broke up. Remembering the pain is like feeling the pain. And then you wonder, why am I feeling the pain? I was fine. Because you remember the relationship, then you remember the pain you got after breakup. Now you're reacting to the memory of the pain you got after breakup. So don't worry about it. This is okay. This is normal. That's okay to remember and then feel a little sad or a little down or lack of energy or depressed. Because just as you feel that way, another hour you step out of it when you focus that life has so much to offer and there's so much opportunities out there that you can't wait till you get them. You can't wait till things to become normal again and you have your attention on things that you should put your attention to. The opportunity starts showing up and suddenly the whole atmosphere changes and no longer these issues matter. Right now you're not that busy and you're trying to find something, and because there's not much actions available, then naturally you find the stuff that is already existing in your memory, and they're not really that good stuff. So it brings you the emotions of the past, and the emotion of the past make you feel the way you did in the past. But then you expect, oh, I don't want to think about anything. Well, in that case, you got to go, hit your head to some wall and forget who you are. Because who you are, it's all these memories that happen to you. And it's okay to remember it, because then you will also remember what you learned from that pain, what you learned from that relationship, that how you should select better next time. And these are all fine. These are all part of being a human being. You can't 100% clean out an environment by washing it. There's going to be some bacteria, some things left here and there. But you can handle it. Your body can handle it. You're not fragile. So when you get emotional like that or sad like that, it's okay. So, okay, that's fine. I can handle it. It's like a weight you take, I take this box and put it there. It's heavy, but you can handle it. The same thing. So emotion comes in, you can handle it. Don't think just because I felt it's heavy, then it must now be a terrible thing. Or just because I remembered some bad memory, then that's going to do something to me. And, I shouldn't have. Normal would be when I don't have these thoughts. No, you're a human being. If you don't have these thoughts, that means you're not alive. So this is fine. And you can take it. And you can enjoy the memory. And you can be sad about it. All part of being normal. That's part of the journey. Learn from it. Learn how to handle it. Figure out what you do in order to get you back to feeling good from the depression or sadness when you think about these things. Learn how to deal with it, and then they become less and less problematic when they show up because you learn how to deal with them. So take that as a challenge and grow with it. Don't be frightened by it. And we have Lily says, hello, Sir Mehran. True, 29 female Pakistan. Since 2 weeks ago, I asked about my breathing obsession in this live chat. And he told me, don't be tense. It's an automatic function of your body. So I was much relaxed and tell myself that don't be panic. But after 2 weeks, my mind said, how's your breathing? Wow, you're going good. But after 2-3 days again, breathing obsession came back during sleep and I woke. I totally forgot about breathing, but when I'm free, even go to bath, start to watch TV, etc., a thought comes and said, you can't breathe. And I just start like I'm breathing forcefully and my cheeks tights up. It's really haunt me now. I don't know why this thought sticks with me like a ghost. Please help, Sir Mehran. Listen, you need to slowly and carefully pay attention to this fact that when you were born, when you were in your mom's womb, and then you were born, you had no ability to think when you came out of your mom's womb. No ability to think. You had just come out. But what did you first do? Without any thought, thinking being of your control or exist in your life at that moment, what was the first thing you did? Can you tell me that? Write it here. What was the first thing you did when you were just being pulled out of your mother's womb by the doctors or whoever? And you know for fact that you had no ability to think. The baby had no ability to think. It was just being born. What was the automatic instinct that was working while thinking and thoughts were not even in the vicinity, let alone an ability yet? What was the first thing you did? There you go. There you go. Not I guess, for sure. You breathe. Because that breath has nothing to do with thinking. Thinking wasn't there when you took your first breath. Thinking wasn't the cause of you breathing, because thinking didn't even exist then. And thinking is never a cause of stopping your breathing. It cannot do it even if you want to. Why? Because you breathe without it ever being part of you, the thinking. So all it is a negative thinking, doubtful thinking, but doubtful thinking and negative thinking has no power to bring any change to anything in actuality. If that was the case, then the other side of it would be correct too. Like, I think that I want a sandwich. Boom. Oh, there's no sandwich. So my thinking didn't wait. Or I think that this tea will be cold. It's hot. The thinking is just a quality of emotion that is going to make you react to the content of that suggestion. But it cannot make that suggestion to actually happen to some physical capabilities or physical action or physicality of any kind. It can influence you to move in a certain way, but it is independent. Like breathing, like heartbeat, is independent of thinking. You don't need to think to breathe. You don't need to think to have your heart beat. It does it because it's a separate system. So when it's a separate system, it's like you and your neighbor, separate people. You cannot be making hot milk and think that this hot milk is also available at your neighbor's place. Independent. They're having a cold drink there. You're having a hot milk here. Unrelated. You can do whatever you want to do. They will not be affected. They can do whatever they want to do. You will not be affected. Same thing. Breathing, heartbeat, thinking. It's two different things. Heartbeat is a biological, physical action. Breathing, biological, physical action. Independent, instinct, has nothing to... Have you not seen the people who fall and hit their head and they actually are unconscious, but they're breathing? Even they're unconscious that they're breathing because it's separate system. So when you think that way, then it doesn't matter what thought comes to your mind. I can't breathe. I have to force my breathing. None of that shit. Just say, you know what? I know that's thinking, and thinking is nonsense. No different than anything else. It's like saying, it's no different than when you're looking at the trees and you say, wow, what a nice day. Then you say, oh, if I have to think to see. If I don't think, then I won't see. But all you're thinking, you can still see. It's just you're interfering with your focus on what you're seeing. Otherwise, everything is working. You're still seeing everything. All the colors, all what's happening, everything. But your thinking is just wasting your time. It's not going to interfere with your seeing. Same thing, it's not going to interfere with your heartbeat. It's not going to interfere with your breathing. They're irrelevant. Thought can come and think about lots of things. Thought can make you think you're a cow. It can make you think. And if you're weak-minded, you think, oh, am I a cow? I don't have a tail. I don't have a horn. Oh. But it doesn't make any changes to you just because that thought showed up. It just means you really got to learn how to not pay attention to thought. That's all. Otherwise, you won't become a cow, and your heart won't stop because you didn't think. Your eyesight would not stop seeing because you didn't think, because you think, oh, you can't see if I don't think. Or your breathing will not be affected in any way, shape, or form. You got to logically see that and then go with the science. Don't conjure up things, because then you're creating some situation when it's impossible. And look, even if you do this purposely, by physical action, you hold on your mouth and your nose right now. And I want to see how your thought is going to stop you from breathing when you actually say, holy shit, I'm going to let this go because I want to breathe. And you'll see, even though your thought says you can't breathe, but you will breathe. Even when you hold it here, you let go because you're not even thinking about let go, but you will let go automatically because there's a higher control is designed in your system to stop anything that would ever want to stop you from breathing or from your heartbeat. It's protected by that protection program that nothing can interfere with its functions. You know, until, I fall off a cliff 1,000 yards and then something pierces through my heart and my lungs, and maybe then it'll stop. Then they take me to hospital and fix me up. So you can see it's all illusions, and instead of focusing and being one with the actuality of life, you're focusing on the impossibilities and trying to spend your energy and time on something that is illusory. It never happens. It can't happen. It's impossible for it. But you're just wasting your time. It's like somebody's having a little sheep and focusing, oh, be a horse, be a horse. I want to have a horse. You can think as much as you want. That sheep is not going to be a horse. And the horse is not going to be a sheep. You can think as much as you want. Your breathing will not stop. Your heart will not stop because you're thinking or not thinking. Your eyesight will not stop because you're thinking or not thinking. You can waste your time if you like. But don't be weak-minded. Enjoy your life. You're blessed with all these things, and they're heavenly protected. Nothing physically by you or your thoughts can stop them. So, focus on that. Amit says, create an online dating profile. Then he says, just kidding. Well, I hope you are. Don't forget the protocol instead of this nonsense. Amit, age, and where are you tuning in from? Kazi Tuta says, Mehran, what do you think about how long is best time for men to sleep? Not too long to be lazy, not too short to be tired. Anything between 6 to 8 hours is good. I prefer 8 hours is top of my game. 7 hours, I'm okay. 6 hours, I'll do it. 5 hours, not enough. I'll do my stuff, but not enough. So at least 6 hours, and the most 8 hours is enough for me. Perfect. And Tuta says, good evening, by the way. Good evening to you as well. Tale of many names say, hi there. That's Julia. Julia, is it? Am I remembering it right? Excalibur says, hola Mehran. Hola, Excalibur says, hope you're well, dear. By the time this lockdown ends, you're going to have martial arts style long hair ponytail. Oh, I'm telling you, I already do. It looks awful. I look like Doc Emmett Brown in Back to the Future. Silver, not white, but that's... Lily says, what happened here? Lily says, thanks, dear Mehran. I think my mind needs an ugly stick. Now, oh yeah, it does. Go put your helmet on. I provide the ugly stick. You bring your helmet and your head. Then we'll get at it, and we'll beat that garbage out of your head. And Julia says, yes, aha, see? I'm still not going senile. And Amit says, Mehran, I find myself compulsively checking social media, Twitter, Facebook, for no real reason. It's almost an addiction. Any tips? Well, you're a social animal. We all are. And we like entertainment. And it's like we're in connection with the world when we go on Facebook and things, because there are things that is brought to us, takes time away, entertains us, makes us feel like we know something, or we getting some kind of information here and there. Yeah, that's the whole idea, to get us addicted to that. So we kind of live our lives virtually rather than actually going out walking, going out exercising. We just watch exercise, watch people are auditioning for some talent show, and watch shows, and we get entertained, and that is somewhat of it is okay. But when it gets too much, then we lose the opportunity to be in contact with the nature, to walk, to you know experience things. And especially with this nonsense that we started, this whole virus thing stopping the whole world, and now they're beginning to see if they've been really accurate about it or not. I mean, there's so many things coming out that you wonder what's the whole plan is behind this thing. I just watched a program, an hour program with the microbiologists' opinion about these things, and there are many doctors coming out and saying things different than what we've been hearing. So I wonder. Excalibur says Emmett Dadbeh Brown. Yeah, pretty much. And Sagata says some don't even know our protocol for once. Your protocol, yes. Yeah. Well, everybody knows that when they're here, they're welcome, as long as they put the protocol, which is gender, age, where you're tuning in from. Like male, M, 33, that's age, UK, that's where they come from. So M/33 UK. Or F as female, 22 or 35, and I don't know, India or France or wherever. And Excalibur says, the WHO now says asymptomatic spread is very rare. What? This was the main reason the world was locked down. Yeah, I know. These guys, there is something else behind this. I don't believe it's so simple. It's all full of bullshit. Some things, I mean, we still got to be careful and wash our hands or keep the social distancing, whatever that the authorities are suggesting, because you don't want to catch whatever it is. But then again, there are new information coming out, which I'm watching it. It's, how many people have really been suffering because of this separation and lost their jobs and all that? And now they say the statistics shows that it wasn't what they thought it was. So I'm beginning to think that they knew it wasn't what they thought it was or they said it was, but they had some other motives. There's something else they want to do. I don't know if they want to use the excuse to inject us all with vaccine, which it has its own garbage and shit in there that makes modifications in our DNA and all that, as this microbiologist was talking about yesterday. I don't know what the plan is, but I'd suggest we got to be reading facts and reports and be vigilant, and don't be such sheeps as it looks like some entities are trying to turn us into. So do whatever you got to do. Observe the regulations and social distancing or whatever it is that you're suggested in your country to do. But at the same time, be open to read and follow the research and so on and see what's going on. Excalibur says they've been saying contradictory shit since day one, lol. Yeah. Remember when they said no evidence of human to human transmission? Yep. And Julia says, Mehran, if we're dating someone and the relationship is going nowhere, What should we do about it if we want commitment? I'm afraid that by having a serious talk with him about it may scare him away. Well, just make yourself scarce. Make yourself scarce. Like, be busy with your things, and every time he wants to have a plan, once in a while say okay. Not always, so make him feel like you're not interested at all and goes away. And not all the time available, so he can feel that he has you every time he hopes for or wants to. So be scarce. Do your own thing, and prefer to follow your own. And if he comes up, says, why is it that you're not paying attention or accepting to go out like we used to? You say, because I don't really want to pressure you and make you uncomfortable. And he says, what do you mean? He says, well, we have different goals in being a relationship. You're a guy, you just want to have a girlfriend. I'm a woman, serious, and I want to see where that goes. And I don't think that's fair to you that I project my intentions onto you by having that expectations, which would make our time spent is a little bit sour, because I'd be thinking about where is this going, and you'd be thinking about why is she not happy. So I decided to just be with you once in a while when I would enjoy it and not think about that this is not going anywhere, and keep my options open if there would be, so it won't be a heavy relationship. So if somebody really serious with serious intentions shows up, then I wouldn't be disrespectful to our relationship that have made it to be so powerful and so close by being there always and get you all used to me, and then suddenly I have to make a decision, go where there would be a commitment and plan for future, and then you'll be left hung and dry and be sad that you got used to me and I'm not there, because I know you don't have any commitment interests, and I don't want to push that on you. So I have respect for you and I like you very much. At the same time, I don't want to cause harm to you by making you used to myself, and then knowing that I'll be looking for other possibilities who are serious for a marriage. And so that wouldn't be fair to you. So that's why I'm not so available. Otherwise, that how much I really like you. So that's a kind of a sneaky way to get his brain to see what's happening, what you expect. All right. And Maliha says, animals share the same planet with us, which should be polite with them and stop disturbing the ecosystem. Yes, Maliha. Is there a point in there, or you just served? you playing ping pong? You just jumped from one. We didn't have that discussion. Where did that come from? Were we talking about animals? We just felt like talking about animals. That's fine. Excalibur says millions are against vaccines that won't work, I think. Scarce equal, but yeah. Not scarce and not as much, but yeah. That was actually a really good answer to Julia's question, Mehran. Actually, of course it was. What do you think? Why do you think I get the big bucks here? You actually think that it wouldn't actually be a good answer? Are you kidding me? Let me have some tea to calm myself down. We are 12 and 12, by the way, guys, and there's 42 minutes into the live talk, and we will be off in about 15, 20 minutes. So I wonder where these people are. We're shrinking. Donna says, good morning, everyone, or rather, morning, everyone. Morning, Donna, from down under. And Julia says, I admire how you can fit in both perspectives of male and female. My pleasure, Julia. And Tarun in India, 19 male, says, hey yourself. Maliha says, Mehran, disease came from animals when we close contact with wild animals. I am not sure, dear Maliha. This is it's a very questionable summation. I mean, these people have been eating these animals for 1,000 years. How come it just started now? I think this was a man-made thing, in my opinion, that somebody messed up. And it's if it is, it's very sad that how careless and for what reason are they actually creating such stuff. Excalibur says, hello Donna, and says, I love how Tarun made this his YouTube name the protocol. Lol, yeah, he did. Smart kid. Made it easy. You just gotta stop saying hey, instead say hello. All right, guys, another 15 minutes. Let's go. Anything worth talking about, bring it up. I mean, spill it. Don't bring it up. It's going to be a mess. Donna says, it's stupid o'clock here. Stupid o'clock. All right. Excalibur says, there's definitely some questionable shit about this, Mehran. I can't believe the leaders' incompetence. It has to be intentional that they let the virus in every country, among many other things that don't make sense. Yep. Parvin Kumar says, hi sir. Hello Parvin. Welcome to the program. Please let us know gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. So from your name, I would say India, but I could be wrong. You could be in Australia, UK, or anywhere else. And age, I can't tell. I'm not that good yet. And gender, well, Parvin in Persia is the name of a woman, but in India is the name of men. So I'm totally confused because your thumbnail is not big enough for me to see, but it looks like you're a gentleman. And Ross says, male 31 UK, Mehran, how do I not feel anxious about thinking about the end of quarantine and my ex going on dates? Why should you be anxious? The world does not depend on your ex going on date or not going on date. You don't depend on what the world has to offer you based on if your ex goes on date or she doesn't. And the end of the pandemic is a good news. What's wrong with that? Why would you be anxious about that? You think end of the pandemic, that means the girl is going to go on date. Oh, the hell with that. Come on now. You see, this is time. Go. Bring your head close and take the helmet off. Because this time is serious. It's crunch time. There's no bullshit now. It's going to just... All right. Now, come on, grow a pair. Grow a pair and just, move on. Skate away. Don't talk nonsense. You should have already imagined her having gone on dates and done all kinds of things and get that out of your head so you won't be afraid and sensitive about it. That's a fact. What do you think she's going to be after breaking up with you? She's going to be a nun and live in a convent? She's going to go on date and she's going to have sex and everything else, and you got to be completely okay with it. Why? Because you don't want her anymore. You unwant her. You disqualify her. Why? Because she's not with you. Why? Because she broke up. Why would you ever want to be with someone who broke up with you? That's good enough reason to unqualify her and move on. And she can go with whoever she wants. And you can go and find a new girlfriend. If the pandemic is over and she can go on dates, hey, the good news is you can go also go on dates and meet people and move on forward. Simple. No big deal. Be happy about that. And Parvin says 28 male India. Thank you for that. And Parvin says, hi, sir, recently I'm going through the heartbreak and saw through your videos about this. You really gave me to think straight about it, even though I'm going through so much pain and depressed. We all did, and we all go, and that's normal. That's part of being a human being. You're supposed to feel sad after these sort of things. And in my videos, you know that I've discussed about all angles of why you become sad, why you feel this way. And that's the whole purpose of this channel, to make you to be clear in your mind that all these things are natural human reactions, but they're not detrimental to your life. They're just temporary setbacks of feelings and make you a little bit depressed, and then you figure it out and you see the amazing opportunities available out there. Just like this opportunity came forward that you met this girl, there's going to be all other opportunities out there. You're going to meet other people, and you didn't know you're going to meet this girl, and you don't know you're going to meet other girls, but you will, because you did this one and you didn't know about it. So you're going to meet other ones and you don't know about them now. So the fact that you don't know about it has nothing to do with the fact that it's going to happen anyhow. So with that notion, enjoy, breathe, you're free, and you can go explore and find new ones, and they will come. Whether you want it or not, it will happen. That's the way of the river. That's the way life goes. So stop thinking about it and just live. Live and enjoy and learn about yourself and become stronger and more attentive to how your psyche works, rather than thinking what's your thoughts come to your mind, it's the end of the world. It's not. It's just the beginning of you becoming wiser and stronger. And that's how it is. Tarun says, read my comment, man. Tarun, you need to little tone down this familiarity business. There's a little bit of a protocol involved, right? Like a little respect would be extending a different energy, and that would be more appropriate to what is expected on this channel. And you're a good kid, and so I know you're positive and you're polite, so make that show in your words and your sentences. Like, it's not like I'm, I understand, but I'm very friendly, but at the same time, it's not like I'm your school buddy to say, hey, read my comment, man. Well, make an appointment, man. Go on my site, make an appointment on Skype, and then we will chat one-on-one and totally attentive to what's concerning you. You can see how it can react the way we put our words. The words have energy and have meanings and affect the other human being in a certain way that it would then react in a different way. So you put the word, package it nicely, you will get a nice package back. You package the words with poison or words that are negative or bring negative emotions, you're gonna get what I'm giving you right now. Shit. So, now, I'm not gonna read your question because I didn't like the way you approach here. So I'm gonna wait for a bit more and then I'll read your question, so at least you'll learn this is a respectable place and kind place, so you use your words carefully. This is not just about me, it's about your life. You need to learn how to place your words to people to get the best results in your life. Yeah? Tarun says, so sorry, sir, my fault. I'm still learning. Thanks for telling. Yes, good. And now learn to wait another few minutes, and I'll be right with you, for sure. So Tyrone says, I told you my breakup story a few days ago. I still have anxiety, depression attacks. Even when you ask a question is demanding question. You seem to have a good command of English. Use your words properly, Tyrone. What does that mean? I told you my breakup story a few days ago. Yeah, this is how I would say it if I wanted to ask someone a question. Mehran, if you remember, I talked about my breakup story a few days ago. I wonder if you still remember it. But I still have the anxiety and depression attacks. What do you think I should do? There you go. Check this out. Then the other person, from his heart, is going to care and try to come up with suggestions. But you make your words in such a way that other people actually owe it to you, or they're supposed to find solution to your problems. Nobody's going to react to you. So it is an art to make people help you. And that for that you need to be humble and respectful and kind, generous in your words, and everybody will run around, try to make you feel better. It's an art to get people to care about you. It all starts with words. All right. And you may have told me, but I remember nothing about it because I hear lots of people saying their things and I don't really recall. But if you happen to have anxiety and depression about it, you should realize that you're 19 years old. You're anxious about some experience that was pleasurable and that you're not having it anymore. But if you really think about it, the anxiety that you're feeling has no bearing on your life. You still can eat, you still can see, you still can hear, you still can talk. Everything is normal about you physically, and you can do anything that is out there as far as opportunities. Nothing has changed. Only you think you should be sad because something has happened and some girl is no longer interested in you, and that would mean you have to be sad. No, you don't have to be sad. You can actually say, I don't give a shit. It happens. She has the right to change her mind. I can't force her. And I have the right to move on and find another girl whenever it happens. And that's life. And that's okay. So it's really not something that I have to feel this way. I don't have to have anxiety. I don't have to be depressed. But when I think that this is the only girl in this world, then I would feel depressed. Like thinking that, oh, this restaurant has run out of sandwiches, and they say, oh, there are no more sandwich. And I panic, go, where am I going to eat? But you don't have to. There's other restaurants. So you go to another restaurant later on. You go work, make money, and buy sandwich. You don't have to panic. But you want to panic because you think if you panic, she will be kind to you and she will come to you. No, you actually don't want her because she had the opportunity to be with you. She broke up. So, okay, that's part of life. But thank God, I'm alive. I have food to eat. The real important things are there. My parents are there. I have my school. I have stuff. And this will pass and I meet another girl when I'm ready. So, that's how you should think about it. The anxiety is not something that you have to have. It's something that you think you should have because something bad has happened to you. First of all, nothing bad has happened to you. It's just a transition to another situation. That's all. Secondly, you don't have to react the way that everybody says, oh, you have to be sad. You have to be depressed. Why? Because you don't have this pleasure. So what? I'll have another pleasure. This game finished? I won't die. There will be another game tomorrow. I'm going to play soccer tomorrow. I lost this game. Okay. But it was an experience. It wasn't lost. I had fun while playing it. Okay, they scored. All right, fine. Tomorrow, I'll play another game with another team. That's it. You're making a big deal out of it, bigger than what it is. Don't. It'll be okay. Tuna says, oh, now I can understand. Okay, good. You'll be okay, Tarun. Every one of us have gone through this. Not once, 5 or 6 times in our life, at least. It didn't work out. Some girl didn't want us, or we didn't want the girl, or it didn't work out. But it always goes on like the water in the river. It always moves forward and finds other places, with other trees, with other banks, with other flow, with new things that as the water passes by, says, wow, new scenery. Oh, okay, I want to stop here. So that will happen to you too. Don't worry, you're no different than anybody else. There are going to be lots of other relationships coming to you. You don't have to react the way you're reacting. Don't. It's not the end of the world. Look what's really important for you. Which one would you prefer? The breakup, or you would have nothing to eat? One of the two. Something comes out of the sky, says, listen, you have a girlfriend now. Now, you have a choice. We will give you food, or we will give you the girlfriend. You can't have two. Which one do you want? Which one are you going to say? Oh no, I don't want food, but I want the girlfriend. You're going to die in a few days, right? But if you say, okay, I'll break up with the girlfriend, just let me live, give me the food, right? That's more important, right? So why don't you focus on the fact that you have food, you have water, you have place to sleep, you're healthy. And these are the most important things, because with these, you can always find another girlfriend. Huh? But if you have none of these and you have the girlfriend, you can't even keep that one, because you're going to be focusing on where's the food? Where's the water? Where can I sleep? Where can I be safe? You won't even pay attention to the girl at all, because these are the most important things. Now focus on the most important things that you have in your life, and using that, you will move on forward and find other friendships and girlfriends and so on, as when the opportunity arises. So you don't have to be sad. Move on. And Excalibur says, one day we're going to chill out in Maui with Mehran. Ah, that would be nice. I can't wait. I miss Maui. But first, we got to get the channel rolling, guys. Donna, Maui is in Hawaii. One of the islands in Hawaii Islands. Parveen says, when I was in love with her, she would say things, we are perfect for each other, and destiny made us to be together. And I felt kind like this too. When she broke up, I felt like everything is a lie. Well, no, she had changed her mind. And even when she did it, she said it, she wasn't lying. She meant it. But human beings' consciousness is dynamic, is constantly changing according to, today they say, I like this ice cream, and tomorrow they may not like this ice cream. But that doesn't mean that when they said, I like this ice cream, they were lying. They actually liked it. But they changed dynamically, that their taste of that kind of, maybe they, created allergic reaction to milk. Who knows? Maybe they get bloated, so they can't eat that. So don't worry about what she said was a lie. No, it wasn't a lie. The fact is, her taste is changed, or her direction in life is changed, and that's okay. That's what happens. Nothing is permanent. The whole setting of life is temporary, and you have thought of her as to be permanent. How could anything be permanent when everything is happening in the environment, that the environment itself where everything is happening is temporary to begin with? The whole life is temporary, right? When its time comes, we get really old, we go. So if that's the whole life scenario is temporary, why do you set yourself to expect permanency of something that is happening in this temporary framework? So you need to be okay with the fact that you had a good relationship with this girl, as long as it lasts, but its duration came up, and now it's time for you to find another relationship, select better, more serious person, and someone that you can count on, and more stable, it's not going to be wishy-washy changing. More confident that she won't say, oh, I have this now I got to get something else, because all I'm interested to see how many guys pay attention to me so I feel good about myself. Those are the kind of girls you don't want to go around. And this one wasn't like that to begin with, but became like that because she wasn't sure about herself. She didn't accomplish enough things in her own life, and she started looking for accomplishment by receiving attention from others, or all kind of thoughts in her brain. It has nothing to do with you. There's still amazing women out there who will match you and who will be committed and solid, and you can count on them, and it's not a lie, and they won't change so easily. So just disqualify her and move on. She's not the embodiment of life, and you cannot sum up the whole experience of this journey of life in one relationship on basis of what she said, the word that she says. What is she? Wise of the world? She said something. She's another human being entity, biological entity. She said something, and she's now saying something else. So don't give her that much of an echelon that when she says she's so credible that no, expect them to change their mind. Then you won't be shocked. When you think of them as the whole world, then when it doesn't work out and they leave, you made them to have an image of the whole entire experience of life in your mind. So when they leave, you think, oh, the whole experience of life has been devastated and left me. I have no life anymore. Because you shouldn't have thought of them as the whole life to begin with. So when things don't go right, you won't think that you lost the whole life. You just think, okay, I lost a fragment of this, which was a relationship. I'm going to go get another one when I'm ready. That's all. So see it as what it is, nothing more. Listen, she was a girlfriend and she was a relationship. She wasn't the solution to your life. Do not think about your relationship as a solution. If you have problems and concerns in life, go fix them, take that challenge, and remedy them. Do not think the remedy to other problems and challenges in life is a relationship. So the relationship becomes a solution to you. And when it doesn't work, you think, oh, my solution to all my other problem is gone. Because you were trying to solve your problems through intimacy, pleasure, and a relationship, so to make you feel accomplished and fulfilled and happy, so you would not have to worry about the challenges they have to face. No, go face your challenges and keep the relationship in its place as a relationship. That's all. Not as a solution to the rest of the challenges that might be hitting and challenging your life. And then you won't think so badly if it doesn't work. Just see it for what it is. A relationship, not a solution. All right. Let's go with Tyrone says, I'm depressed because of self-doubt due to breakup. She's 22. She broke up with me because of she's going to marry this year. Oh, wow. Okay, then. We have 6 and 7 months. Rian did everything for her. Stayed loyal. Listen, at age 19, this is how you think. You think you got to be a doormat and stay loyal and do everything for this girl, because women are so important for us that we make them as if they're gods. Why? Because what they give us and what we feel through them, the intimacy, the sex, is beyond understanding. Its pleasure is amazing. But that is how you are built, and that's how they are born and built. It is not that they are the only one that that can make you feel that way. This is how a heterosexual male feels about a heterosexual woman, a female. It is not specific to her. You can have that feeling toward another girl. And the fact that you become so loyal and so doormat, do everything she wants, that's, not really necessary. You just got to be you and be cordial and nice, and then be balanced rather than being too much. Because when you're too much, that means you think she's too much. Then when it doesn't work, you think, oh, I lost it too much. How can I find another too much? No, think, okay, this is what it was, and this doesn't work anymore, so I go and try to find another relationship. Don't make it to be the whole entirety of the experience of life. It's not. It never is. You just made her to be bigger than what she was. Anyhow, she's 22. You're 19. And at the time, in your culture, she wants to get married. You've got no business of thinking about marriage at this age anyhow. Go finish your university, get a job and all that, and experience what life is all about. You would have gotten married to this girl, and for the rest of your life, you'd say, well, I have no other experience. You start going around, looking around, cheating with other girls because you never had any other opportunity to experience before your marriage. This would have been totally unmatched for you. And at this age, 19, you certainly don't want to go out with a 22-year-old. Yeah, if you were 26 and she was 28, fine. But not at 19, and she's 3 years older than you. She's looking for some stability and some marriage and all that with your culture. And you're lucky that it didn't work out, honestly. Be free and go and find out what this relationship is all about, and then experience things and accomplish the things that you got to accomplish, get ready, and then when you're about 27, 28, you start looking seriously. Right now, it's just learn how the relationships are. You'll be fine. Don't worry. We all have gone through these sort of things. And all right, don't worry about it. Yeah, you loved her true, not just for body or physical. Yes, I understand that. And I'm sure that's the case. But at age 22, girls are expecting some other kind of a behavior be included in their interaction with them, and not just be there, love them, and so on. They also want to feel little experiences that they expect to feel at that age. And so now you know what that could have been. And because you were so appreciative of her and much younger than her, you didn't feel to approach her in that physical manner, which is, to a normal balance, is acceptable and is expected. So therefore, she maybe didn't feel the connection. But I think your friend is wrong. She didn't leave you because you didn't have physical interaction with her or sex with her. She left you because you were much younger, and she's at 22, and her expectations of that stage of her life is different according to your culture, and that's all. Don't listen to your friend. He's full of shit. It's not because you didn't kiss her and she left you. No, not at all. In fact, I'm sure she thinks very highly of you. You were a gentleman, you were good and all that. But her age demands a different kind of relationship or different expectations in your culture, and that she's going to get married, and that's the whole thing, nothing else. You did a good thing, and you behaved well and all that, but she was too old for you. Let's put it this way. So move on and experience other relationships. You'll be fine. Mehran, have you ever heard of Discord? I might create one for us. Yeah, go ahead, create it. That's a good idea. Yes, I have, and I've been wanting someone to do that because I really can't. I mean, go ahead, go create it and let me know. Guys, it's been over 1 hour and 12 minutes right now, and that's the limit of our discussion every day now. We have 18 people, 17 likes. That's wonderful. And I thank you for being here. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you again, maybe tonight at 8 o'clock or tomorrow at 1 p.m. We try to keep it going 2 times a day until we see how much it helps us to grow and how many people we reach, and see how it goes with the pandemic, and if we can be of some assistance while we're all locked down and limited in our activities. Maybe this keeps us company. And hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I look forward to talk to you again. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.